In this tutorial, we're going to look at how to make changes to your professional portfolio. To start off, I wanted to just introduce you to a few terms. So this area here is the navigational menu. We'll talk more about that later. And if you scroll down a bit, this is where you can start to add content to your professional portfolio. You'll notice that this page has some basic instructions or some suggestions on it. Those do not need to stay there. They can be deleted once you have read that, and you can replace it with your own material. Same thing with this image over here. This can also be removed or replaced, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So to start off, you'll notice if I click into this area and then hover around, there's some little areas with gray dotted lines across them. Every time you see that, this is called a module. I know this is a little different from Canvas, so I hope it's not too confusing. With each module, you'll notice there's a corresponding set of icons that pop up to the side. So just to talk about these icons individually, the top one is your basic edit mode. If you click on the little paper and pencil, you'll notice it brings up another toolbar up here. This is where you can do some of your basic editing features to the text within your module box here. Bolding, bullets, underlining, attachments, all these things. These are how you will function with this. If you want to go into more depth with your design, perhaps you want to change your font, you want to change the color of the background here, this is what you'll use this settings tab for. You'll notice it brings up a whole new set of options, and we'll go through some of those in a minute. This button, the one with the 4 arrows, the 4 directionals, like a little compass in a sense, is your move button. So if I need to move my module, I can click on this button and then drag it different places on the screen. Or let's say, for example, I wanted this image to be down farther, I can click on the move button and drag the image midway. This last icon that shows up, the garbage can, the trash can, will delete the entire module. So be careful about this one. Think about if you really want the entire module gone, or if you just want to replace what's in there. This can get particularly tricky later on as you perhaps have other modules put below it. And it's sometimes harder to move new modules up to the top again. Sometimes it's just easier to replace what's in here. So just to show you a demonstration of what this looks like, if I did click the trash can, it brings up a page that says, are you sure you want to delete this module? And these actions cannot be undone, so you need to be very cognizant about what you're doing with this. So in order to delete that module, I actually have to type the word delete, the way it's written there in lowercase, and then I have to click on yes, delete it. So at this point, I can still back out if I decide I don't want to delete that module. If I delete the module, it's going to take the whole thing off. At this point, I'm just going to cancel it because I want to keep it. The better option would be to go in here and to edit it up and perhaps delete the notes out and write your own information in. One other trick I'll just show you is if you want to bring the edit button toolbar up quickly, you can actually just double click in this module and it will also bring this up. So those are your basic editing tools. The first thing I want to show you is how to change an image. So we'll use this for an example here since it's already in here. So most of you, I'm going to assume, will not want to have that smiley face in there. You want to put your own picture in. And this is one of those examples where instead of deleting the module, I typically would just replace what's in there with your own image. So to do that, since there's already something in here, we're going to click on the edit button, and then we're going to use replace this item because we want to just replace what's in there with our own. So I'm going to click on replace this item. Then what we're going to do is upload our own file, our own picture, or you can take a picture from your laptop as long as it has a camera or your computer. That works. You could actually even record a little welcome video if you wanted to. So you have a number of options, but I'm just going to upload a file. And then you can do a couple of things with this. You can click on here and you can find where you have your photos saved, or if you have a photo on your desktop, for example, I could just click and drag it in here. So I'll show you how that's done. Just drag this over a little bit. So I'm going to use this image here, and then I'm going to go ahead and upload it. Takes just a minute, and then you'll notice that it's going to put it right in here in the exact space that I've given it. Now you'll notice if you hover and the auto resize pops up, it means that it's cropped some of it off to allow it to fit in that area. So I can click on auto resize and you probably noticed it pulled the rest of that image out. So to show you the other way to do that, again, if I click on edit, if I decide to replace this item, upload my file, if I were to go in, instead of dragging the image directly in there, I can go in and search by clicking on this. And I could look on my desktop and there would be my screenshot again of that picture. So that's how you would do that. All right, so now you know how to add an image or change an image that's already there. Let's talk a little bit about attaching files. So probably the most important things you're going to need to know how to do for your professional portfolio is to add in things like your parts of your syllabus, maybe certificates that you've earned, maybe images of you presenting at a conference, anything that you want to use to support your narrative. So the two most common ways you're going to do this are by attaching a link and attaching a file. So I'll show you the two ways you can do this. As I'm going in here and writing my narrative, let's pretend right now that this is my narrative. And as I go along here, maybe I want to talk about, highlight this word picture. And I want to actually put in an image here. So I can highlight the words picture or image. I'm just, again, dragging that cursor over. And you'll notice as I have to be editing in here again, so the toolbar's up. And once that's highlighted, since I'm going to be attaching my own picture or image here, I can come in and I'm going to use the paperclip button. So I'll explain the difference between these two in a minute, but this is what you're going to use anytime you're attaching something with a file type. So if you're attaching a JPEG or a Word doc or a PDF, or anything of that nature, you're going to use the paperclip button. So I'm going to click on the paperclip button, and then I can come in and upload a file. And again, I could either drag it in from my desktop, or I can click on here, and I can find, let's pretend that this is a picture of a meeting I attended. And then I can add more if I want to, but I'm just going to do that one. So I'm going to upload. Give it just a minute here to upload. Sometimes it takes a minute. And then once that's uploaded, you're going to see that this is turned into a link. So if I hover over this, or somebody wants to, they can open it in a browser or they can download it. They have the option. And I can do the same thing with this with a Word document, for example. So let's pretend that this is a tenure track evaluation. And I can go in and again find the paperclip, upload a file. I'm just going to find something random for this today. But if you had like a specific file, I can open that. And then I'm going to upload it down in this bottom right corner. Give it just a minute to upload. This is a Word document. So again, you can see that that is now turned into a link. And if they were to click on this, they'd have the option to open it or to download my Word document.